This year was the first year that I think I have water in my shirt. I wore an apron to cook today, but I don't know what happened. I think I washed the dishes. So this is the first year that I've cooked my Christmas dinner without my sister, and I was feeling really scared and overwhelmed because I was thinking, how am I supposed to cook this without Deborah? It seemed like it would take 2 days, and so I warned my husband it might take 2 days, and then my mom helped out prep a lot of the vegetables, so it wasn't too bad, and we actually managed to do it one day. Because there was mashed potatoes, there was vegan mac and cheese, my mom is gluten-free, so I was looking for a vegan main dish that I could make that was gluten-free, so then it was actually made from a tofu thing that I blended in the food processor. I made a stuffing, you wrap it in a roll and you bake it. You're supposed to do it ahead of time and then warm it up the next day or something, but I didn't have time for that, so we were serving it as is. And there was also green bean casserole. And when I cooked it at my mother's-in-law's, she knew to boil the green beans for me, and my mom did not. And so I was putting it in. I was like, oh crap, these are raw. So the green bean casserole baked for 45 minutes. And then we made the layered vegetable tort, roasted vegetable tort, which is always the staple and very delicious. And then I made the typical gravy, which is with shiitake mushrooms and tarragon. And then I also used Miyoko's butter this year. And what else did I make? We probably could have used a salad. The festival field roast for me, because I'm not gluten-free. And some mashed potatoes. Oh, stuffing. I ever like stuffing, so I made him some stuffing. And cranberry dressing. This year I used the Pioneer Woman's cranberry dressing, which had cranberry juice, cranberries, maple syrup, and orange juice or any citrus. I think lemon would have been good too, so I added some orange zest in it. So I was feeling really overwhelmed because I was thinking that's a lot of dishes, and usually I cook half and my sister cooks half, and this year I was in charge of cooking all of it by myself, and I was kind of scared. So lucky for me, my mom helped out and it wasn't too bad at all. But I am utterly exhausted. I was falling asleep on the couch, and I didn't get my exercise in today. I went to the meditation center this morning to meditate, and then we visited a friend at the hospital. We went there to pray for her and meditate on her behalf, and it was a long day. And then I stubbed my toe when Ava was saying, oh, she needs to pee. And so I hurried and turned around and bam. And it was I've never stubbed my toe so badly that I'm limping around afterwards. But that's what happened today. And everyone was I think you might have broken your toe. And I was like, oh no, I didn't want to break my toe. That sounds horrible. So there was that fear. What else? But the cool part is cooking by myself and learning all these vegan dishes. I learned how to make the best vegan mac and cheese I've ever had. That's also gluten-free. I've learned to make the best vegan gluten-free cookie ever, made with almond flour. And I've also learned how to make the best pumpkin pie ever. That's also vegan and gluten-free. And that covers it. So there is something to be said and something powerful about doing something on your own, on your journey. And I got some really valuable stuff out of it. And another thing I've been practicing is stepping into my actualized self. So I was thinking, okay, Tuan, if you were fully actualized, how would you meditate? How would you be cooking? I forgot to do that before cooking. I did it a little bit and thinking, okay, how would I approach the cooking? But when I was cooking, I forgot to think that. But during my meditation this morning, when I went to group meditation, I asked myself, okay, Tuan, how would you be meditating if you were fully actualized? And so I realized that if I were fully actualized, I probably wouldn't be slouching and meditating like this and falling asleep and all sorts of stuff. And so I made an effort to sit up straight. I shifted my positions around. And then I was thinking, well, if you were fully actualized, you might you might still have screw ups here and there. I'm like, okay, that's fair. So my question is to you is, imagine yourself fully actualized, like fully expressed, fully developed. You've tapped into your better self, like you're one of your best versions of yourself ever. Would you be living and approaching aspects of your life the way you do it right now? Or would you be doing it differently? Like, would you be exercising every day? Would you be journaling every day? Would you be meditating every day? Would you be sitting up straight when you're meditating? Would you be driving with love? Would you see strangers with love? Would you look people in the eye in the grocery store and be really, really nice and appreciative to the cashier and your food bagger? Would you always give money to a homeless person standing on the street? And I realized that I would, I would be very kind and compassionate, and I would be very thoughtful of my parents. Like, I drive them to the meditation center with me, and they are in their 70s, and so they don't like it when I go super fast anymore, and it really scares them. And so I started driving slower, in consideration of their preferences. And I realized I would do things a lot differently. It wouldn't all just be about me. It'd be very, I would be very thoughtful and intentional and loving and kind. So there you have it. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. And I sang this to Ava today when I was pushing her outside, and it put her right to sleep. So if you need to put your kids to sleep, that's the song you need to sing when you push them around the stroller. In the meantime, I'm going to sign off. If you don't already know, I am a soul elevated life coach, and I do this for a living. People have really deep, powerful conversations with me, my clients, and we make these profound revelations, and we have these amazing calls with enlightenment, and we learn so much. It's really amazing. So if you are not living your actualized self, you are not thrilled with the life you're living, you're not thrilled with the relationships you have with your spouse, your mom, your kids, that's where a life coach comes in. That's what I do for a living. I am a life coach, and I help people live truly meaningful lives. So if you would like to access to that, that's where I come in. That's where we work together and get you there. It's very powerful. I highly recommend it. Everyone should have a life coach in their life, and everyone will benefit from having a life coach. Here's to you living a soul elevated life. Happy pre-Christmas Eve, and I'll see you tomorrow.